something does happen, right? And then being able to set up, legacy money and tax-free type of retirement plans and things of that sort with, you mentioned the IUL. But with that, you've already been able to reach, where like right now, I think you're as of last night, you'll be at $10,000 and you've been in this for less than 2 weeks, somewhere around that. Hey everybody, Jared here, Solana Life. Super excited to have this gentleman. We're going to start putting out these podcasts of people who are just out there crushing it right now in our industry, brand new to the industry. What we are is we're an incubator of people coming in and building out their own agency. And I'm super excited to have Victor on today. He's been a dear, dear friend of mine, dear friend of the family. He's a dad of, wonderful children. One of them that's about to be a professional soccer player. I mean, she's just crushing it, right? And we just love it. And so what has happened is, literally we jumped into this industry. We got connected with Catalyst. We got connected with Integrity. And it was amazing. Victor saw me traveling and meeting with some of the people, and he said, "Jared, what are you doing?" And he got fired up about getting into our digital insurance agency. And I mean, man, Victor, you have been on fire, right? Went through your licensing, got you know, all set up with the carriers. Talk about a little bit about your background, right? What you currently have done in your past life and why this industry, why are you looking at what we're doing across the country?
Thanks, Jared. Yeah, so like we mentioned before, when you told me about this industry and just the fact that it had gone digital, and just the fact that I had done some of this prior work from home, learning the process of going digital and Zoom calls and being on the phone, it just made sense. The way that the company is structured and the leadership and just dealing with the need based product, it just made a lot of sense, and it was opportunity to help a lot of people. So just by getting started and getting my license, even though I had some obstacles I had to jump through to get my license and other personal things in my life around that time, I didn't let that stop me. It actually motivated me to keep pushing forward. And I told myself, once I get going, I'm gonna make it worth the while. So I just been out there talking to people. One about you know being insured. I mean, we sometimes we all insure our house and we insure our car. Sometimes we even insure our iPhones. It's like, why wouldn't we insure ourselves? So that's huge. And many people I've talked to are not covered, and they have told me they want coverage. They want that sense of security. They want that peace of mind. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing the helping people here in my local community. Feels great, and I tend to keep going. Other people are seeing me do what I'm doing, and they're becoming curious, and they want to be a part of this digital industry that we're uh, that we're running along with. So now I have my daughter that's got her license.
Yeah, that's
My
awesome.
wife got her license. I have family members that have gotten their license, and friends that are jumping on, taking this opportunity to go out there and help other families, and do what I'm doing.
That's great. So, Victor, just so for people that are watching this, how long have you been in the insurance business?
2 months,
Right.
month.
And what was your background prior? Tell a little bit about what where you come from.
So my background is I've been in sales background is mostly admissions, private post secondary education. I did do a little bit of mortgage lending back in 2005. So the experience helps me, but I had no clue about life insurance. But once I started hitting the courses and getting to learn more about term and whole life and these investment tools like an IUL, it just intrigued my mind. It blew me away, not knowing these products were out there
Yeah.
that literally can change people's lives. So that just made me jump into it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been exciting to watch you, Victor. I mean, you definitely have, and I'll let you talk about it a little bit, but you definitely have this kind of like driving reason why, right? For us, it's in business entrepreneurs, sales. It's all about what gets you up in the morning? What says, "Hey, I'm gonna go and just crush this," in a very short time? I mean, you literally just got onboarded with all your carriers. I mean, we'll call it, what, 2 weeks ago, right? And you're just you're not being a secret agent, right? You're going out and you understand the passion of saying, "Look, I am now a licensed individual, and I have to go out and I got to tell people that are close to me what I'm doing," right? Because as you know, so many people, they just don't think about protecting themselves with insurance. And then guess what? The family's left to do a GoFundMe, right? And so I can tell you're on this mission of saying like nobody close to me is going to have to do a GoFundMe in the case that something does happen, right? And then being able to set up, legacy money and tax free type of retirement plans and things of that sort. With you mentioned the IUL, but with that, you've already been able to reach, where like right now, I think you're as of last night, you'll be at $10,000 and you've been in this for less than 2 weeks, somewhere in that. To talk about a little bit about that. Plus, at the same time, you're building an agency. I think you're sitting right now at about 9 people that you have been able to inspire to come on and say, "Hey, we're gonna go and build an agency. We're gonna get onto this journey with you." You've got 9 of them right now that are literally getting onboarded with carriers, getting finished up with their license. I mean, that's just tremendous leadership in such a short time. I mean, even that you started less than, let's call it 30 days ago. And now we're sitting at, I think the last number we pulled in was somewhere around 15, 16 people that are just jumping on board and doing this journey. I mean, and just the young professionals you're bringing in also at the same time. So talk a little bit about you just out there helping people, but also, the people that are listening to this that are coming in going, "Can I do this?" No experience. You just went out and said, "Yeah, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to learn how to push the buttons." Right. And now you're crushing it. It's sitting at 10 grand within your first 2 weeks. So talk a little bit about that, Victor. That's super exciting.
Yeah, Jared. Well, look, first back, I could think back. I could think back of all the times that I myself participated in a car wash for to set up for a friend's funeral. Um, how many times I've donated to a GoFundMe for a funeral, and just to know that my family members that have passed in the past that weren't set up with life insurance. So that drives me to go out and help people because nobody should be doing a GoFundMe. Nobody should be doing car washes or standing in the corner, um, you know, trying to get donations to bury their family member. And there's a big misconception about that life insurance is expensive and whatnot. So, but there's so many products out there, and it's reasonable pricing to secure your life, to secure your family, to leave something behind, so they're not struggling when it's time for one to pass. Um, and so I just been inspired by that, and just the opportunity to go out there and help people, share what I'm doing. Again, I'm just helping people. That's how I look at it. I just if I do this from my heart, it's just a greater feeling than the other part of it, the monetary part of it. That's it's not what it's about. And that's what I've shared with the folks that are asking me what I'm doing, and the ones that have already come on board. So yeah, we have like 9 already onboarding that are fired up because they're seeing how many lives I've already touched, and they want to go out there and do the same. And I think now with the whole group of mine is we're probably about 18, 19 as of today. So we're still growing, and we will be having other events for those that want to come and learn what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be working on something. So I'll probably be talking to you about this, getting something together where we're going to bring on more folks that want to learn about what we're doing. Um, it's just a great opportunity. It's one of the best sales vehicles that I've seen in my whole time being in sales. There's if you want to start your own franchise, I mean, what more do you want where you have no overhead costs and you don't have to worry about payroll? I mean, that's huge. That's huge. So it's a great opportunity, um and that's where we're taking it. The young crowd that's gathering around to see what we're doing, they're fired up. Um, we've seen so many young 19, 20, 25 year olds crushing it out there. And all they're doing is helping people. They're helping people. That's all they're doing. So it just makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense to participate in in a vehicle and in an organization structured the way we are, with one of the largest IMOs in the United States. Um, so it just makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely, that's awesome. And one of the things, share a parent that's out there watching this and going, you just mentioned something. It's like you were able to. Your daughter just went through college, right? She's been hired on as a teacher, and she saw this and she got fired up. And a lot of people, they just love the idea of an inspiring their children to come and work alongside with them and to build something. Talk a little bit about that. So go talk to another dad out there that, is in a sales professional. Again, our movement is to bring, 10,000 six-figure moms and dads home, right? Like you've got your daughter, a protege in soccer. You're traveling all over the country, out of the country. She was in Spain and Europe playing, and now she's, back here. And I mean, you guys are gone every weekend. We don't even get to hang out and barbecue, because you guys are traveling, but you got to pour into your daughter and her goals and her dreams, right? And now you have, your oldest daughter, one of your oldest daughters coming in. And I think also too, just recently, you have another daughter that's gotten fired up and says, "Hey, I'm gonna come in and do that." So talk to the dads, talk to the moms about, you know, what got them fired up, to say, "Hey, this is something I wanna do," and then you got your wife to get excited about this too, so now this becomes a family affair, which I think is just I mean, honestly, in my heart, that's what this is about, right? This is about families coming together and just creating a legacy together and creating experiences together and just, getting at it. So talk a little bit about that and just, how does that make you feel as your dad watching your young ones come in and get fired up about this?
Oh, it's a great feeling, and you mentioned something very important, just right now that made me think about some of my team members that are coming on that are getting ready to get onboarded, and some of them, they want to bring their spouse home from work. They're commuting, so they want them to come home. And then there's others that are commuting right now, and they're tired of the commute. They're tired of the traffic. They're tired of the late night shifts. So it's a life changing event for families, and just the way that the what their why is to bring to be home with the family, right? And taking vacations together, but at the same time, it's taking this opportunity anywhere you want to go. If I travel with my daughter, I can work wherever I'm at. It's digital, so I could just bring my laptop with me, jump on the phone, and help a couple of customers, right? So it's just very powerful. My daughter, the one that's already in the business, she is fired up. She she sees the opportunity. She's still planning on working with her career, but she sees this as a different avenue, just an extra income for her. And she doesn't have to rush into it. She could just take it little by little, but it's definitely something that she can have with her for the rest of her life. Right? It's an industry that's going to be around. It's been around for 300 years, and it's one of the largest industries that's never going to go away. So the opportunity is always going to be there. It just depends on when you're ready to get started, right? And so that's what we're doing. Bringing families home, those that are tired of commuting or being stuck in an office 9 to 5, 10 to 6, whatever it is. This is the avenue. This is the opportunity. This is the structured vehicle that can help you get there. It takes some time, but you can get there.
Awesome. So, you've done a phenomenal job and, obviously, we talked about don't be a secret agent, and help your inner circle, help your family, right? Get them educated about protecting themselves and creating some type of retirement. But talk to those about what we have for those people who don't maybe have that friends and family network, right? And a little bit about the technology. So talk about a little bit about that got you fired up. Because I know also too, you were also somewhat in a communication of another company. We won't mention names here, but you're in communication with another company. And what made you go, hey, I know that I feel that if I go this direction, because you're going to have people out there that are kind of getting talked to about other companies. Why this direction? Why this company? And what can people do if they don't have a warm network?
Yeah, so one of the biggest, eye openers for me when I kinda looked into this was, well, just the fact that the way it's structured, some people get the misconception that, oh, it's like a multi-marketing level, company, it might be structured that way, but it's not. It's not one of those, pyramid, companies. The way it's structured, the way that we get paid, right? I don't need to depend on anybody else paying me. I get directly paid by the carrier themselves. Also the leadership. I mean, that was huge. The leadership that comes with this, the people that are helping us training, all the effective tools to make you go out there and learn and be just have all the product knowledge that you need to go out there and help people. Everything's in place, and it's all free. That's what blew me away. It was all free. So it was just a no brainer for me to choose this route versus where I was thinking about going because it just made more sense. And it just got me more excited, fired up. And I didn't need to talk to people about, you know, there's no convincing people with this. Those that see it, they see the opportunity. It's not something I need to go out there and convince anybody to do. Um, and so that's what I'm doing. My wife was, for in the beginning, she was like, "Oh, what kind of companies is? What are you doing?" But I took her with me when I went to go to Dallas. I took a trip to Dallas and I got to tour um, our partnership with the Integrity, which is one of the largest firms that to hold life, health, and annuities, right? Wealth. And we got to tour. We got to meet our vice president of acquisitions, Stephen Prince,
Man.
and we were just blown away of how supportive they are, the tools that they put in place for us to be successful. And as my wife started seeing more of this, she just started believing more. And she convinced me to go out there and do this from the heart. She said, "This is real. I get it now." And she's told me just go out there and do it from the heart. And as a matter of fact, now she's also passed her license,
That's good.
and she'll be out there helping others. And so that inspires me even more to push forward and go out there and crush this.
Awesome. No, and you said something about, that it's free, so you're right. I mean, obviously you're going to go through the licensing part, right? But, what we've been able to help people quickly do is we've got systems in place to fast track you. You're going to pay to take your exam. You're going to pay for the Department of Insurance, right? That stuff we can't get away from. But, unlike other companies where you're paying a monthly tech fee, you're paying an enrollment fee, right? It's not about, getting somebody to come in and say, "Hey, let's look at this career opportunity. Let's look at this industry." And our goal is to help them make money, right? Help them help other people, right, at the same time, because, money's a tool to impact to your kingdom, whatever that is for you, right? And so what we've done is, we've turned around and said, "Hey, look, you know, we're going to help you build your agency," right? And so you pointed at we're not a network marketing. We're definitely not. So we help. It's like we're helping you set up your franchise, right? For those who want to do it, or you can come in and just say, "Hey, I want to go ahead and just be an agent. I want to produce. I want to help people. Maybe I'm not interested in the team." But the great thing about it is that us as leadership, we don't make any money unless you make money. So it's not like you're the product, right? In most companies, it's, "Oh, let's get you on this monthly fee. Let's get you on this tech fee. Let's get you an enrollment fee." And you know what? If you don't do anything, that's okay. You're, basically, we were selling to you, right? And so with this, we're pouring into you. So this way you can go help other people. So you can go and take care and build legacy. So you're right. So, our integrity platform, CRM system, everything that we have is included, right? Um, one of the exciting things that I think that has been, I know you've been able to talk to some people that are already licensed. They've been, life licensing or with other companies. And, I know that we've been on Zooms with them. And part of the conversation is that, "Hey, what was your comp plan?" And they come back with numbers of, "Oh, I was in 40, 50%. I was 30%. I was 60%, but I've been in the industry for a long time. So, hey, I'm okay with 60%, right?" You know, where I'll let you say it. If you're brand new in the industry with our company, what are we starting you at?
80%.
80%. right? So
80%.
we're pulling back the curtain and we're going, look, we want individuals out there to make money, right? There's so many people that would say, oh, I'm part of this company because they pay for vacations. I'm sorry. If I'm making 80 to 115%, I'll pay for my own vacations, right? Obviously we get to go out to we got our Miami convention coming on. You guys went to Phoenix, went to Dallas, all that kind of stuff. So, we'll be able to do all those cool stuff. But if somebody's paying for trips, that means that where's that money coming from, right? So, and it's funny that I see those things out there and they're like, oh, I'm loyal because they send me to Cancun. I'm like, look, I got a timeshare in Cancun. I'll send you there. Come in and make money, right? And so and our goal is to get people to 145 as quickly as possible, right? Talk a little bit about the integrity relationship and, being able to build your agency and know that you have a company. It's a $50 billion equity fund company. Chairman is Steve Young, right? We got, when you mentioned Stephen Prince, right? Talk about what that means for you to be able to build your agency and know that you have a company that's already acquired 250 plus people just like us who are building an agency. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, so integrity was exciting. I mean, the most exciting part of it is that we've got to meet personally with individuals that have already sold their 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 book of business or their agency to Integrity. So they've already acquired them and made them managing partners. We met Hayden and Nina Hill, awesome couple. I mean, they're always there for us. They've been helping us, training us, guiding us. We met Sean Mike, right? So I mean, he's powerful. He's very powerful. He's an individual who he goes out of his way to help you. He's just one of those guys that will tell you exactly how it is, and he'll tell you if you're not right for this. He'll tell you. He's not afraid to let you know. But he says there's room for everybody. There's room for growth. If you focus on wanting to build and learn, they will guide you. They will help you. And it's been proven. They've been there since I've started. I mean, I see their faces almost every other day on our training. So very powerful, very powerful. And then the fact that if you want to go out there and build your agency, if you want to go out there and create a big franchise, and one day want to sell your book of business back to Integrity, then they'll take a look at it. This is an opportunity if you want that. If you just want to be an individual producer and go out there and help people and just at 80%, you can scale yourself even higher just by your own productivity. So that's huge. And that's huge. So the opportunities are there. It just depends on how far you want to go, where you want to take it. The help is there, the tools are there. It's just what do you decide you want to do?
Very good. Awesome. So what's next on the horizon for this month for you? What are you going for?
Over this month, I still have a list of friends and family that I need to help. I'm not gonna back off of that, but I also I have bought in leads, so I'm getting to the point to where now I'm gonna start calling these leads, and these leads are not cold calling. I'm not cold calling everybody. They're warm market leads. They're folks that actually inquired about insurance at one point. So they've been filtered out. We know they want life insurance. We just need to go and contact these individuals and try to help them out as well too. So the opportunities there, I don't have to go door to door. I don't need to go bug my friends and families, but I'm asking because I'm learning that the majority of them are not insured and they wish somebody would have asked them sooner or just educated them about what it is because they do not know.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I'm planning. I'm looking to double what I've done in the month of May and the first couple of weeks. I'm looking to double that in the month of June, but I'm also taking time to help others on my team that are coming on board. So I have a lot of work to do. I'll be busy helping others with life insurance, but at the same time, sitting down and training and helping the members of my team as well too.
Awesome. And then, we'll just kind of touch on a couple of events that we have coming on. Right now I know we're going on June 13th, right, in Lodi. I'll put the information here. If anybody's seeing this, this is for young professionals who are looking at wanting an opportunity, wanting to look at the digital insurance business, and real quick, when we say digital insurance, this is an industry now that we literally can approve somebody, and you've been able to experience this. We can go through the process because of technology now. We don't have to do, when I was in it, like mouth swabs and urine and blood and all that kind of stuff anymore. What they're doing is we have technology to, get instant approval. There's algorithms out there that know where you fall into. And so you're able to do a policy within 45 minutes, right? Give or take, depending on what policy you're looking for.
Right.
And then what's great is that you're getting paid by the carrier within, 48 to 72 hours. Some carriers pay weekly, right? So, with that being said, we are looking for people who are, looking for something that they can go out and look at you. I mean, and again, this is talking to people who are, obviously we all need to know that we can create an income, right? So we do it with our heart, and then we're gifted the tools of commissions, the money of commission, right? So with you, a couple of weeks in, handful of conversation policies, you're sitting right at about 8 to 10 grand, right? So a very quick. First, we talk about, money in a first month, right? Paid by the carrier. So if somebody's out there looking at that, we've got an event coming in. It's a private event, so you'll have to connect with us if you see this, podcast. But it's going to be on the June 13th, and then we have some powerful leadership coming out on the 27th. So, we'll figure out where we're gonna have that here in Stockton, California. But again, this is gonna be powerful training. There's gonna be powerful training for people who, are with our team and are, in the process of getting licensed. Also, too, if you want to take a look at what we're doing and this movement we're taking, come check us out on June 27th. But that being said, if somebody is seeing this, Victor, and this will be your closing thoughts, right? Why should they just take a look and get educated on what we're doing?
But you just mentioned, they're coming here for us, right, Jared? They're coming here for us. So we're making a movement here. We're making great advances here in this area, right? Yourself, myself, and so they're taking notice. This is open for anybody, right? So if you're seeing this, and you know me, you can shoot me send me a DM, you can send me a text message, and I'll fill you in. What we'll be doing, but this day on the 27th is going to be powerful. It's going to be huge because it's going to be, part of our leadership that's coming here for us, right? And they're catering to us. And if you want to see with your eyes and meet some of these folks that are coming from our leadership team, I would highly recommend June 27th. Let me know. I'll get you the information. But again, I'm not being a secret agent anymore. I'm putting this out there because I really, every day goes by, I want to call everybody, but I don't have enough time. But I feel like it would be a disservice not to let those that I know, or share this opportunity with those because, and it's not for everybody. It won't be for everybody, but if those that can see the vision and see like this is the vehicle to bring me home. This is the vehicle to bring my spouse home. This is the opportunity for maybe a youngster that's looking for something that's hungry to come out and learn. We have that on June 13th as well for the younger guys. So send me a message. We'll get you the information. It's if it's for you, it's okay. If it's not, we get it. We're here. We're still here for you guys. But we're doing big things, and you want to be a part of it. It's the choice is yours.
Awesome, Victor. Well, again, super excited to be partnered up with you. You've kept me quite busy with presentations, so let's keep up the good work. Let's keep touching people. Let's create legacies. Let's create stories. Can't wait to see you sharing your story. You've had such a, quick amount of success in such a short time. So just keep going. Myself and all the leadership are here to support you to rock and roll and crush it. So thank you so much for coming on. And, this is the goal of what we're looking to do. This is where success grows. And on this podcast, every time somebody in your team and areas of my team across the country have success like this, we're going to bring them on. We're going to showcase them. because at the end of the day, none of this happens unless you get fired up and you go and inspire other people. So thank you so much for jumping on today, Victor, and look forward to locking arms and being on this journey with you. All right, my
Thank you.
friend. We'll see you at the next event.
Sounds good. See you then. Thank you for the opportunity.